Three layoffs, one agency owner who couldn't pay payroll, another fired me in retaliation. Meanwhile, I've had nerve pain just shooting down my arms, across my chest, down my back, and up my neck, laying in bed, unable to move. Just one terrifying, very clear thought. If I keep going down this career path, it's going to disable me. And that's when I built my escape plan. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it for yourself, how to build your own escape plan. This isn't theory, it's the exact escape plan I used from laying in bed in pain to building Solenzo that I'm going to show you here in just 6 minutes using GoHighLevel. So if you've been drowning in tools and courses, in membership schemes on school or something like that, I can solve that problem today. We're going to ignore 99% of the noise and focus on one value offer that works fast. Clock starts now. It's time to build the base for freedom. So first, let's pinpoint your core strength. Go ahead, grab a notebook or notes app. Take a moment to think about some of the biggest wins you've had in your career. What is one unique skill set that you use to make it all happen? This is an asset no employer could take away from you. Shoot, I mean, if you're interviewing for jobs, this should be one of the first things you bring up. Please jot it down. This is yours. This is what you offer. Step two, it's time to create the micro offer. We're going to turn that free skill into an irresistible audit. And for me, for Solenzo, my first audit was a free 60-minute website audit. I was doing a lot of CRO work, helping people with their websites, making sure things were converting correctly. But the reason I did it for free is because free opens doors. A yes will go ahead and prove that you have some demand, while a no will go ahead and show that you need to start refining your messaging. And the deliverable is simple. You're going to give them a free 60-minute Google Meet, a one-page action plan. You're exchanging your expertise for their honest feedback. I did this in my initial call, or I don't think it was my initial call. It's one of the first ones. I fixed a broken call to action for a client live, and he ended up signing up for a retainer with me for $497 a month. Step three here, it's time to spin up your live lead form. All right, let's go ahead and do a fun little demo here. We're going to go ahead and jump to the forms page by clicking the sites option over here on the left. And once we're there, clicking on the forms tab here. And when we get in here, it's going to show off some of the features. It's pretty cool. Being able to make forms, like they say, powerful and easy. But it has some cool features built in. So if you're trying to sell products, that's available, and you could put a PayPal link in there. If you're trying to put some conditional logic or extra elements in there, we'll talk about that on the page here in a second, but that's going to be available. Or if you're just trying to use a template because you don't want to deal with the overall design of how things look, available as well. But jumping back, we're going to go ahead and click add a form, and it's going to ask, hey, do we want to do this from template, or are we just looking at it all in from scratch? And I say we're doing it from scratch here. So let's take a peek. And up top, it's going to give us a spot to name the form. On the left side, it's going to give us different fields or different potential options to put into that form. But when you go ahead and pop it up, first name, last name, phone, email, typical contact information. If you're trying to add anything, hey, you want their address or you want to know what state they're in, that's available. If you're trying to add any elements, like, hey, we have these three options. Can you click one so we know who you are? I like to use these, and I think they're really helpful because you could put a drop down element or a single line of text in, have it act like a qualifier for your potential prospects here. And you could put something in for me, since I'm dealing with potential marketing clients, like what was your marketing budget last year? In this way, when somebody's filling out this form, I could go ahead and start to qualify them. And then, we could get into this on additional calls. If you are going to be having them text you, we want to make sure this is correct so they're able to opt out. But check in for different elements of what they call it 10 DLC to make sure that's right. So you can go ahead and text if needed. Jumping into the settings here, you're going to have options, first of all, on what happens when they click submit. And I think this is the most important thing you'll have to do here. And you could have it send them a message the way it's defaulted. You could send them an order confirmation if your form includes some sort of e-commerce service. The trick that I like to use is a URL. So being able to have them open a URL when they click submit and go ahead and put the link to your calendar in here, So if they do submit a form, they're already at the point where they have the option to book a meeting. So once we put that in there, we'll go ahead and click save. Cool. Let's pause for a sec. In the last few minutes, you didn't just create a form, you identified a core value, a skill that no one could take away from you. You created an offer that gets your foot in the door without feeling like a fraud. You built a real digital asset that you could start collecting leads from tonight. You just took your first real step from employee to owner. That feeling, that's momentum. That's control. Your live form is ready. You could start putting it in different emails, putting it on your website, putting it in different community forums. You're ready to capture leads, start connecting to different businesses or clients, whatever your micro offer is about. You've got a working call to action that you could drop anywhere and start bringing people in. So if you don't mind, please drop that number one skill that you put in for your micro offer. Hit subscribe. If you do, I'll go ahead and send you that private audit checklist I use for CRO to help folks with their website. Grab it along with a description for my Solenzo. If you want, feel free to book some time with me. So that's it. The form's live. You're ready to start capturing leads, start connecting with different businesses or clients, depending on what your micro offer looks like. You've got a working call to action you could really drop anywhere to start bringing folks in. For my next video, I'm going to go ahead and share what Solenzo does for a follow-up sequence. Email plus SMS plus live phone calls to start converting what I've seen as being 30% of the leads coming. So, like I asked for earlier, please drop that number one skill below for feedback. Hit subscribe. I'll send you that private audit checklist. And feel free to book some time on the link to my calendar included in the description below. Let's build smarter together.